Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel, and if you are like me, quarantine, you are going crazy. So here is a little video for you guys to watch, and I will be doing a color block with a baby boomer and some sparkles. Don't forget to subscribe so that you get notified when my videos go online, and give me a thumbs up. You guys are going to see that I'm using a hand file to take the shine off the nail. The reason why I do this is because one, you do want the nail to be rough before applying the acrylic. That way the acrylic can adhere. If not, your nails are going to lift. Also, some people, including myself, use a drill. As you can see, I have prepped most of my nails. I did file into shape. The shape that I did choose to go with is coffin. Now that my nails are all prepped and ready for product, we are going to start applying the clear acrylic. I am using the Mia Secret line. And I am using the clear acrylic. So I'm using the monomer. I'm also going to be using my Pana brush. It's a size 10. Okay, so the first thing that I want to start by doing is my smile line, and I'm actually going to use the Mia Secret Cover Pink to do that. So first what you want to do is you want to grab a large bead. You want to make sure that the consistency is right, that it's not too wet, too dry, and you just want to put it on there. You're going to create a smile line, you're going to mold it with your brush. With the tip of the brush, you're also going to use the belly of the brush to drag it down. You're not going to like wipe it off, but you're going to drag it down with the belly. That way, as you can see on the video, it forms a very nice shape. And I will be showing you how to fix that as well and make it a little more crispier. You're actually going to work on the color blocking. So we're going to work with the white first, and we are going to do the same thing. We're going to grab kind of like a medium-sized bead. We're going to make sure it's not too dry or too wet, and we are kind of going to mold it. So we're going to mold it into like a half a triangle. As you can see on here, I'm using the belly of my brush. I'm not using the tip. I'm only using the tip if I need to mold it on the bottom or if I need to clean the sides. Please make sure that if you are doing this on a client though, you are wiping the sides and you're not getting any product on there. Don't let it dry, because once it dries, it's very uncomfortable and it's very hard to take off. Also, as you can see, I am using a blade. So we are going to wait for the product to dry up a little. Not too dry, because then you won't be able to do it, but dry enough that it won't be runny. And then we're going to kind of shape this off. You got to be very careful with this technique, guys, because if you're doing this on a real client, if you do it too hard, you can actually cut through the nail, and we don't want that. So be very gentle when you're doing this. Make sure that you are doing it slow and you are doing like a crisp motion, and just wipe it off. We are going to let that set and harden up a little, and I'm still not happy with the way it looks, so I'm going to add another bead of white acrylic so that it gets a little darker. Okay, so we're going to let those products set. I'm going to work on our other finger, which we're going to do a full glitter nail. And I'm not putting any product, I'm just making my brush wet and kind of like dabbing the product into the nail, but I am not putting any product. We're just going to let that set and dry up by itself. You can also do adhesive, like you can put some glue down and start putting the glitter on there. I have also seen people do that. So that's another technique that you can use, but I'd rather do this because I feel like the glue can get a little messy. So while that is drying, I am going to work on my smile line, and a good way to tell if your acrylic has set is you can tap it. And you know, if it makes a sound, well, obviously it's dry. But basically what I'm doing is with my file, it doesn't matter which side you use. You can use the finer side, as, I feel like it would work better. I am going to shape my smile. And this is a good way to make it crisper and make it so that you are happy with the end result. And now I am going to do the same thing with my white. I am going to use my file to make sure that my line is extra crispy. Extra crisp. So that way, once I put my next color down, it won't be runny, and it would look much better and so presentable. Now I'm using the color from Gia, and that's the color 31. It's a beautiful blue, and it's a very pigmented color. Some people that I know that used it usually mixed it with something else. I like the consistency of the product, so I like it to be really dark. So I will not be mixing it with anything else. I'm just going to use the product as is. And we're going to kind of do the same thing that we did with the white. We are going to do a half a triangle, but this time we're going to make it facing the other way. So same process, same steps, but the opposite way. And same thing with that one. We are actually going to let it set, and then we are going to use the blade method again to make it crisp. Now for my beautiful smile line, I'm actually going to use a glitter. So I'm not going to put no product down. I'm not going to put no clear acrylic or anything like that. I'm just going to make my brush wet, and I'm going to dab the product in there. And I don't want to overload the the clear tip with too much glitter, because I do want you to still see that clear and see-through effect. So I'm kind of just going to be putting a little bit, and then after that I will encapsulate that spot. Alright, back to my middle finger. We're now going to use some Cover Pink from Mia's Secret, the one that we use for our smile line, and we're gonna kind of do the same effect. We're gonna do a triangle facing the other way. So same process, same effect, same blade method, and same file method I used for my blue and my white. Alright, now moving on to my thumb, I'm actually going to do an ombre effect. So for my ombres, I typically like to put my strongest color or my more intense color in the tip of the nail and then the lighter color up top. If you do it vice versa, I mean, depending on the colors, it might not look good. But basically what I do is I put my first bead kind of like on the apex area. And just kind of feather it down. I'm not pushing into it, I'm not dragging it, I'm feathering it down. And then my last bead is going to go in my cuticle area, and that one, same process, I'm going to feather, I'm not going to drag it. I feel like if you do drag your product, it makes it look messy. encapsulated all of my products, all of my nails, what I'm going to do is I'm going to file my nails back into shape. As you can see, they kind of lost their shape a little bit, so I'm kind of just going over with the file lightly, reshaping my nails. Alrighty, drill time. So for my drill, for my first bit, I'm going to use a medium drill bit, and that I'm going to use to remove the excess product from the nail, because I don't want my nails to look too bulky. And I will repeat the process on all of my nails. I'm also switching between bits, and now I'm going to use a coarse bit, drill bit. Now this one is a safety bit, so that way you don't really cut your client. I try to use this one around the cuticle area, just because it does have a safety bit, and there's no way that I could cut my client unless I physically go over with the bit itself, with the coarse part over the cuticle. And this I feel like seals my nails. I do use a couple other bits for my clients, but because I'm doing it on a nail trainer hand, I mean, it's not really a live person, so I'm not able to use some of them. Like for the cuticle area, I do use a specific drill bit to remove the dead skin. But yeah, I am back to filing into shape, just making sure that I give them the final touches. And then once I'm happy with my shape, once I'm happy with how my nails look, I go in and I dust the excess powder or the excess acrylic or dust, whatever you want to call it. and I go in with my buffer. I do buff the entire nail, and I do buff under the nail just because once I do file the sidewalls, there seems to get stuff under the nails. So I do buff under, over, kind of the whole nail, the whole 9 yards. And I did realize that my video did cut off before I put in the top coat, but this is the final result. I did use the Mia Secret UV Finish Gel Ultra Shine. Leave your review in my comments, reach out to me. I will put my Facebook and my Instagram. Feel free to follow me. Thank you so much.